What's going on, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. Today is the return of Diablo 2, my third time ever hearing Diablo music. And I think it's always been 2. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's always been Diablo 2. We're going to be hearing, is it Harem? And then Jungle. Both are from the channel Another Generic, requested by Aceron and Justin. Thank you so much. This was kind of like bumped up a little bit because of the Halloween season, so that's exciting. I kind of remember what Diablo sounds like. I remember hearing Tristram a long time ago, and it was just super weird and reverby and all that, but I'm ready to get spooky. Okay. One of them is a long song. Let's go. This is Harem. Crazy name. Don't know the composer. So apparently this is like a really big deal game. This is like Hall of Fame style game. I've heard about it my whole life, but I'm not sure what it consists of. Oh, it's Blizzard. That's right, that's right. Whoa. What it sounds like? This sounds like this logo. Flames. Ooh. The whole thing is just embedded with Middle Eastern flavor. I like that snare. Oh, dude. I'm trying to think of a time signature in my head. That kind of hurt to think about. Whoa. I haven't heard that in a long time. I don't even know what that is. Dude. It feels like they have like a museum of instruments. All from the East and just put them together. I don't know if it's like the cliche answer, but it feels like a dark dungeon. Torches and just walking downwards. Maybe brick. Oh. Okay, now it sounds more like catacombs. But it's called Harem. Is there water in this place? This is creepy. There's like natural sounds on this left speaker. What the fuck? That's creepy. Alright, luckily the next one's a little longer. I don't know. I had a lot of imagery with, you know, at first with Harem, and then the way it sounded, it just started sounding more and more like quite literally a dungeon, like an actual dungeon. You know, the typical like torches on the side of the walls and stone everywhere. I've seen a tiny bit of gameplay for this, and I think most of the aesthetic of Diablo 2 is pretty dark, you know, which is crazy to think about, but the last time I heard Diablo that I remember was a year ago for the VGM Vibes Spooky episode, which was a song I already heard prior, but I heard it again. But I saw footage that time, so that was a year ago since I've seen footage. Kind of don't recall at the moment, but you know, it was isometric and a lot of buttons, a lot of it's very Blizzard looking. I guess they've always done that. Well, let me know if they haven't actually. I don't know. What was their debut? What was their thing? Did they start with Diablo? I've heard of this game since I can remember. It's not easy to forget a name like Diablo, especially Spanish being my first language. I'm just like, oh my god, Devil, Devil 2? That sounds crazy. But this is like, I don't know. From the comments I've received and the looks of it, and I think people still play this exact game too. I don't think they've done more than 2. Please let me know if I'm wrong with that. It just seems so serious, like such a part of history. Like, I don't know if I mean the PC gaming specifically or just gaming period. Because I feel like there's some games that clearly, well, I don't know. It's hard to say. That's a whole other topic. But like, you know, stuff that is strictly PC that has done very, very well. World of Warcraft, Diablo. There was the what was the other one? I lost it. But StarCraft? Was that PC? Then I think Unreal Tournament, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Right, nowadays everything is just pretty much multi-platform. Consoles, PCs, but I feel like there's stuff that would just like defined PCs stuff, and I think this is one of them. But I wonder what was like the first, both the first like successful PC, I guess like modern gaming. Maybe it happened in the 80s or 90s. I doubt it. Maybe, I don't know. But I feel like it was like a millennium onward type of thing, because that's when really, from my understanding, I was kind of young, but from my understanding, it feels like after Windows 98 is when it was kind of normal to have a household computer. I'm aware 95 was there, but I don't think people were really on the internet or on computers in 95. And by people, I mean like the general masses. Of course, people were. But I feel like 98 onwards, the internet was pretty normal. And it's crazy. We've been playing games as pretty much as soon as it was available. Gamers are everywhere. Anyways, yeah, I'm just really curious about Diablo. Seriously, it's always been. I've always seen it. I've always been curious about it. I'm glad I'm doing it. This is one of those games that I feel that I was wanting to do when I first started this channel. Is like I want to hear Nintendo stuff because I didn't grow up with one, and these games that I've always heard of my whole life, and here we are. So apparently the whole thing is kind of spooky, so kind of fitting. Let me know what's happening here. But creepy as hell. And insane rhythms. Very cool. Everything has that Middle Eastern feel. And yeah, this one, interesting. We're outside, or maybe it's called jungle, but it's 7 minutes. Let's go. Diablo 2. This sounds ahead of its time, by the way. I forgot to say that. Like, even this recording sounds kind of compressed because it's uploaded 16 years ago. But it still sounds like pretty damn good. This could easily go in a soundtrack today. It feels like a movie. All these like natural sounds are so creepy. Like it sounds like wind hitting leaves or critters Definitely more ambience. Rhythm established. I could hear the jungle influence. There's a big emphasis on non-emphasized rhythm in Diablo, it seems. A lot of the percussion is wild all over the place. It's less about like grooving along to it and more about like a feeling of tension, like running into the wrong area type of thing. It's a warning. That's the emphasis, the non-emphasis. A lot of sounds. Not even instruments, just a lot of sounds in both of these songs. I feel like I've heard at least 50 different sounds. Snaps, bellows, drums, smacks, twangs. Random arpeggio out of nowhere. How do you write this stuff? Synth bass out of nowhere. Alright, I gotta who this composer is. This is a little too crazy. Matt Uelman. How did Matt come up with this? Oh, and he's a sound designer. That makes sense. Speaking of StarCraft, he worked on StarCraft. And World of Warcraft. Oh, he's still working. As of last year, Diablo 4. See, now I have a jungle setting in mind, and I'm imagining like all these claps and bangs are just like you took the wrong turn. Now it's like family of gorillas or something went down the wrong way. You gotta wonder, is this the director's vision or the composer's vision? Excuse me. After seeing that little bit of gameplay, I would never imagine it belongs to a game like Diablo 2. But that's the fun of it. Been around since 1995. 30 years composing music. Dude, just these like little sprinkles of musicality in there is driving me nuts. It's crazy in a good way, but this is more like an abstract painting. bubbly now. This is so bizarre. I can't compare this to anything. What sounds like this? What game sounds like this? Music box? Long day, sorry. Music box out of nowhere? Hopefully I didn't make you go on. It's not the song, it's been up for a long time. This is something you gotta hear like... Oh, never mind, hold on. That was one of the strangest songs I've ever heard in video games. Don't say that every day. I'm just trying to think of how do you come up with that? What inspires that? Wow. Okay. Well, the more I hear, the more I'm starting to understand why mayhaps this game has lasted as long as it has. If you think about it, the stuff, most of the things in the world that have lasted so long in popular culture, or just in general, or stuff that's just built well, made very well, or is extremely unique in a world of monotony. So my guess is my combination of saying earlier that it sounded ahead of its time, blah, 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 internet was new, all that, whatever. I feel like Diablo was probably like nothing else. I was... Well, this apparently says right here at the bottom. Well, you can't see it. Underneath the logo says copyright 2000 Blizzard. I was 10. So obviously I didn't know what was going on. I was still playing PS1. I don't even think we had a computer at that point. But I know people still play this. I'm not sure if it's 2 that they still play, but I know people still play Diablo. But I've heard thousands of songs now, and nothing really sounds like that. That's like its own unique realm of music. This is the kind of stuff that you've been screaming at from the rooftops for years. Okay, I'm just gonna expose some of you guys, which is okay, it's fine. The people that are really gonna get a kick at this, in my opinion, are people that are like in their 40s and maybe their early 50s. And only because you're probably a child when this came out. And that's okay. But I'm saying that whole time you've been clamoring that these are some amazing soundtracks and people wouldn't get it or something. I'm trying to relate because I'm trying to... I can see the vision of... Especially before MP3s, Spotify, all that. I can envision fans of this music wanting to share it with others. And they were just waiting, not to toot my own horn, but waiting for like a day like this. Or someone could acknowledge it and, give it its flowers. I see it. It's weird and bizarre and creepy, but it's different. It's super different. It's music, but it's not at the same time. It's music. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot of sound effects. That sound design careers is coming into play. More than anything, though, I feel like this was at least Diablo 2. I don't know about the other ones, but Diablo 2, at least to me, sounds like a case of serving the game regardless, you know, sacrifice grooves, melodies, all that, and just serve the game, serve the purpose of this area, this whatever's going on. I'm sure there's some variety, but that's painting a picture, and pictures dark, edgy vibes. I don't know. Jungle, though. Well, I'm interested. I am very curious, mostly about the history. Oh, by the way, composer's been around since '95, started with Justice League Task Force. Diablo, Diablo Hellfire, StarCraft, Diablo 2, Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, World of Warcraft, The Burning Crusade, Torchlight, Diablo 3, Torchlight 2, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, Hob, Torchlight 3, and then last year Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. Has been making music for as long as people have been alive watching this. Some of you. That's great. So, what's going on in both of these, and what's your history with Diablo? Did you get into it right when it came out? Did you get into it late? Blizzard. Anyways, that was cool. I just don't know what to say, besides everything else I said for the past 21 minutes. Thank you to the requesters, and thanks to everyone you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Video game music rules. Peace.